There comes a day in every person's life when something clicks. Not outside of you, inside. A day when you realize the world hasn't been holding you back. Your mind has. Because every battle you're fighting out there was decided in here long before it ever showed up in your life. Your thoughts shape your actions. Your actions shape your habits. And your habits, they shape your destiny. The moment you learn to control your mind, everything changes. Not slum day. Immediately, most people let their emotions drive the car. Fear takes the wheel. Doubt presses the gas. Anger slams the brakes. And then they wonder why they keep crashing into the same problems. Control isn't about pretending you don't feel. It's about deciding that feelings don't get to decide your future. When you master your mind, you stop reacting to life and start responding with purpose. Your mind is powerful. Powerful enough to build a legacy or destroy one. Powerful enough to lift you up or keep you stuck in the same place year after year. What you feed it matters. What you allow to live there matters. Because every excuse you've ever made started as a thought. And every breakthrough you'll ever have will start there too. The day you take responsibility for your thoughts is the day you take ownership of your life. No more blaming circumstances. No more waiting for the right mood. No more handing your peace to things you can't control. When you control your mind, you control your direction. And when you control your direction, nothing stays the same. If this message speaks to you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay disciplined. The moment you stop reacting and start choosing your thoughts, power shifts, because reaction is automatic, but choice is intentional. Most people live on autopilot, responding to life based on past wounds, past failures, and past fears without realizing they are letting yesterday control today. Every notification, every opinion, every setback pulls their mind in a different direction, and slowly they lose authority over themselves. But the second you pause and decide what deserves your attention, something changes inside you. You realize you don't have to accept every thought that enters your mind. You don't have to believe every fear that whispers doubt. Thoughts are visitors, not masters. When you choose which thoughts stay and which ones leave, you reclaim control over your energy, your focus, and your future. Reacting keeps you trapped in survival mode, always defensive, always exhausted. Choosing your thoughts puts you in creation mode, where you build instead of just endure. This is where real strength begins, not in muscles or money, but in mental discipline. When pressure comes and you don't panic, when criticism hits and you don't collapse, when opportunity knocks and you don't hesitate, that's the power of a trained mind. People who win in life aren't luckier, they're calmer. They don't let emotions run wild. They direct them with purpose. The world will always try to tell you who you are, what you're worth, and what you can't do. If you react, you accept their story. If you choose your thoughts, you write your own. Every great decision starts with a moment of awareness, a moment where you say, I'm not going to think like this anymore. That decision may seem small, but repeated daily, it reshapes your character. Over time, your mind becomes quieter, sharper, and stronger. You stop chasing validation and start moving with clarity. You stop fearing failure and start trusting discipline. This is how ordinary people rise above average lives, not by changing the world first, but by changing their inner dialogue. So if this message helped you reset your mindset, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay locked in for more powerful reminders. Controlling your mind means learning how to discipline your focus when distractions are everywhere and excuses feel comfortable. In a world that constantly demands your attention, the real battle is not outside, it's inside. Every day your mind is pulled by social media, opinions, comparisons, and comfort, slowly weakening your ability to stay locked in on what truly matters. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because their focus is fractured. When you allow your attention to drift, your energy leaks. And when your energy leaks, progress slows down. Discipline begins the moment you decide that not everything deserves your attention. You start protecting your mind like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Focus is power, and power grows when it is concentrated. When you train your mind to stay present, to work even when motivation fades, you build an inner strength that doesn't depend on mood or circumstance. This kind of discipline isn't loud or flashy. It's quiet, consistent, and uncomfortable. It shows up early, stays late, and does the work without applause. Over time, that consistency compounds, and what once felt hard becomes normal. You begin to realize that discipline is freedom, not restriction. It frees you from procrastination, from regret, from the constant feeling of being behind in life. When your mind is disciplined, you stop negotiating with weakness. You stop asking how you feel and start asking what needs to be done. This shift changes everything. Your confidence grows if you don't fail, but not because you talk yourself up, but because you trust yourself to follow through. Each disciplined action sends a signal to your mind that you are in control, and that control creates momentum. With momentum, doubt loses its grip. You stop being distracted by what others are doing and become deeply committed to your own path. Life will still test you. Distractions will still show up, but your response will be different. Instead of reacting, you refocus. Instead of quitting, you adjust. This is how mental mastery is built, through small daily decisions that strengthen your ability to stay centered under pressure. When your focus is sharp, your actions become precise. And when your actions are precise, results are inevitable. Controlling your mind also means mastering your inner dialogue, because the voice you listen to the most will shape the life you live. Every action begins as a thought, and if your thoughts are undisciplined, your life will reflect that chaos. Most people let negative self-talk run freely, doubting themselves before the world ever does. They replay failures, magnify fears, and talk themselves out of opportunities long before they even try. Mental control starts when you become aware of this voice and choose not to let it dominate you. You don't silence it overnight, but you stop obeying it. You learn to replace excuses with commitment and fear with action. When your mind says, wait, discipline says, move. When your mind says, you're tired, discipline says, finish. This is where real growth happens, in moments when no one is watching and quitting would be easier. Training your inner voice requires patience and repetition. You feed your mind with purpose, with truth, with reminders of why you started. Slowly, the voice that once held you back begins to work for you instead of against you. Confidence stops being something you chase and becomes something you build through action. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, your mind learns to trust you. That trust becomes unshakable self-belief. You stop needing validation from the outside because your discipline becomes your proof. Life will still challenge you, but now your mind responds with clarity instead of panic. You don't collapse under pressure. You rise with focus. You understand that emotions are temporary, but discipline creates permanence. This mental strength allows you to stay calm in chaos, steady in uncertainty, and committed when results are slow. Over time, this control reshapes your habits, your relationships, and your future. You stop being ruled by impulse and start being guided by intention. That's when everything begins to align, not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger from the inside out. And if this message is helping you sharpen your mindset and take control of your life, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful motivation that keeps you focused, disciplined, and moving forward every single day. True control of the mind is revealed in how you respond when life doesn't go as planned. Anyone can stay positive when things are easy, but mental mastery is proven in pressure, disappointment, and delay. When setbacks arrive, the undisciplined mind panics, complains, or looks for someone to blame. A trained mind pauses, assesses, and adjusts. It understands that obstacles are not signals to stop, but instructions to grow. Every delay is teaching patience. Every failure is offering feedback, and every challenge is sharpening character. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" That shift alone changes everything. Instead of being emotionally hijacked by circumstances, you become grounded in purpose. You learn to sit with discomfort without running from it. You don't numb yourself with distractions or drown your potential in excuses. You face reality as it is, not as you wish it to be, and that honesty gives you power. Controlling your reactions also means choosing restraint over impulse. You don't say everything you feel, you don't react to every provocation, and you don't chase every temporary emotion. Silence becomes strength. Patience becomes a weapon. Focus becomes your advantage. Over time, this discipline creates emotional stability that most people never develop. You become the person others lean on because you don't fall apart when things get heavy. Your presence alone brings calm because your mind is anchored. This control allows you to keep moving forward, even when results are invisible. You stay committed to the process, trusting that consistency will eventually produce clarity and success. You stop needing immediate rewards because you understand long-term growth. Life still tests you, but now those tests refine you instead of breaking you. You become resilient, composed, and unshakable, building a mindset that can handle success without arrogance and failure without defeat. And if this message resonates with you and helps you build a stronger, calmer, more disciplined mind, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more motivation that strengthens you from within and keeps you rising no matter what you face. When you finally gain control over your mind, you stop living at the mercy of other people's opinions, past regrets, and future fears. You realize that most limits were never real. They were mental agreements you made during moments of doubt, pain, or comparison. A controlled mind doesn't look outward for permission. It moves with inner authority. You stop waiting to feel ready and start acting, because readiness is built through action, not thought. Fear still shows up, but it no longer drives the car. Doubt may knock, but it doesn't get a seat at the table. You understand that confidence isn't loud or arrogant. It's quiet, steady, and rooted in self-respect. This mindset changes how you work, how you love, and how you lead. You become consistent instead of emotional, disciplined instead of reactive. Your habits begin to reflect your goals, not your moods. You wake up with intention, move with clarity, and end your days knowing you honored your potential. Even when life feels uncertain, your inner world stays ordered. You stop chasing validation and start building value. You stop comparing timelines and start trusting your own pace. This mental shift attracts better opportunities because you're no longer desperate, you're prepared. People notice the difference in how you speak, how you carry yourself, and how you handle pressure. That's the power of a trained mind. It doesn't just change outcomes, it changes identity. You are no longer someone who hopes things will work out. You become someone who makes things work through focus, faith, and relentless effort. Control of the mind is freedom, freedom from excuses, freedom from chaos, freedom from becoming a victim of circumstances. It allows you to rise with humility in success and stand with dignity in struggle. And if this message helped you see your own strength more clearly, if it reminded you of the power you already carry within, show your support by liking this video and subscribing to the channel, because every like strengthens this community and every subscription keeps powerful messages like this coming to help you grow stronger, sharper, and more unstoppable every day.